mysterious, mystique, or occult. I don't know. Port's not very busy. No checks today, just come down, pay the money, and then wait to get on the ferry. Sit on the boat. The boats are waiting. The guys are all rehydrating with their too big. It's amazing, isn't it? There's DAVAO over in the distance. The reason I'm here is because of this. Now, this is the White House in SAMAL, Parok 3. Yeah? I can't read all the writing on here, but this is a monument to what I would call the modernista. Yeah, this property was erected in the 1930s, the end of the 1930s, going into 1940. It's Hi Kuya, ¿cómo está? Okay lang? Walk?
Yeah.
Salamat.
Okay. Go there. Upstairs.
You what?
You go there upstairs.
I go upstairs?
No, there.
You caretaker?
You go there upstairs. Very nice to look. Over there.
Over there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You go there.
Okay.
You see the
view.
city.
What is your name?
My name is Lorito Omo.
Lorito Omo.
Yeah, how about you?
My name is Garry.
What?
Garry.
Garry.
Just call me G. G. Yeah.
Where did you come from?
Oh, DAVAO. But I used to live in London, but now I live here. And I'm very interested in this.
Please?
The White House, but also Mercado.
Yeah.
General Mercado.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the property of General Mercado.
Yeah. And he passed away in 1956.
Maybe.
Yeah, in Mexico.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You read the history of Mercado?
Yeah, Mercado. He was born in 1898.
Oh, over there. This is right there. Oh, man,
Oh, I cannot read this.
you read this?
No, telescopic.
Oh, yeah.
It's too small like this.
Oh, small. Yeah.
Oh, how old are you?
I'm 63 years old.
Oh, 1959.
No, 58.
No, then you are 64.
Oh, yeah?
1958. 1958. When were you born?
Lupon, Davao Oriental.
Oh, there we go. Lupon, over near Mati.
Yeah.
Tagum.
Yeah.
Very nice.
But I'm still here.
You stay here. Lovely view. Your pictures, your art.
Yeah.
Papa. Okay, I have a little walk. I come back.
Oh, yeah, you go there.
Okay.
Very nice there.
Very nice.
You go upstairs.
Oh, okay. Salamat.
Okay.
So, as I said, this is General Mercado.
Yes.
And General Mercado created this, what you call a mystic. When he was 9 years old, he went to Calcutta in India, and he did an 8-year course in 3 years on sociology, mysticism, and the Kabbalah. And then he came back to the Philippines. And because he was born in 1898, he said that the Philippines should be part of America, because the Spanish sold the Philippines in 1898 to the Americans. So he always thought himself as an American, and he lived in America until the Americans decided that they didn't want him or his wife, and he had to move to Mexico. But he ran for the presidency, in the Philippines in 1941 and 1946. In 1941, I think he lost to Osmina. President Osmina beat him with 45,000 votes. Mercado only got 5,000 votes.
Oh yeah, he came from president
Yeah, for
in the Philippines.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
but he did get voted onto the National Senate, but he was only used as a timekeeper. But in the Philippines, there are 3 areas in the Philippines. One is in Cebu, which is the birthplace of General Mercado, and it's called the Mercado Hotel. The other one is at a place called Dehon, and then the third place is SAMAL, and he created this religion,
Yeah,
the freedom of the Philippine people,
yes.
and it's FWDC or something. And in SAMAL, they own 23 acres
Yeah.
in one area and 19 acres in another area, and they don't eat meat, they don't eat fish.
Yeah.
Only just started to do cooked food, but they are totally vegetarian.
Vegetarian, yes.
Yeah, the men should have white beards like this,
Yeah.
and they should have long white hair,
Yes.
but they don't all now. But there are 2,000 people on SAMAL that still belong to the religion of General Mercado. In the Philippines, there are 20,000 people.
Yes.
I'm going upstairs.
Oh, you go there. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go up there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here with those great views, he owns the land. Every year there is a vote.
Nice place, guys. There.
Yeah, no entry. There is a vote for the leadership of the cult, or the mystics, or the religion, and General Mercado is voted in every year as the president, even though he died in 1956 in Mexico. Those steps are bloody steep. So he owns this land, and he owns this land, 23 hectares, and somewhere else on the island is 19 hectares. So in the 1930s they set this up as a sanctuary of paradise, of worship, and it's supposed to be haunted. A white lady called Christina who comes out or walks around this building. It's a beautiful, beautiful building, and look at those views, unbelievable. So they still have this ghosts, or the most haunted, as the DAVAO paranormal would turn around and tell you. There is a gentleman here called the American. I don't know when from, but he walks and you can see his silhouette or his shadows at certain times of the year. There's another person called the Frenchie. I couldn't see much about that online when I looked it up. And then there is another guy from the 1930s who's a slave, who's in balls and in a ball and chain, going around the land and the property. But it's amazing. They purchased this land in the 30s, this land, and they built this house and this land for 25,000 peso, £200 or $280 for 23 hectares. Very thoughtful guy. What I don't understand about General Mercado is he created this cult, he created this religion. He was a very, very intelligent guy. He could get people to, you know, and supposedly 20,000 people belong to his congregation, and they all paid 20,000 pesos a year. And he was alive from 1898, and till 1956, but in 1940s those donations paved the way for him to be run for president against Osmer and Vincent Soto III, or Vincent Soto II. But he never won. He was 40,000 votes short on the presidency, and I think he was 30,000 votes short. But if you had 20,000 people giving money, why didn't those 20,000 people vote? They had a different voting system then. They had what was known as the regional voting system, where it was Region 10. If you were voted in Region 10, then you went on the Senate. If you were voted in on Region 11, then you got onto the Senate. And General Mercado always fought for Region 10, which was Cebu. That's why he built the hotel Sublang, just outside of Cebu, about 2 hours up in a valley. It's still there today. You can book online to go there. It's a little bit run down. The swimming pool's not clean, and it's quite secretive in what it's doing. But I've been wanting to come here for quite a while. There's some pictures online of this house in its heyday, in its glory. Because the termites are eating it away. It's not being looked after. They don't have the funds that they used to, so they're having these viewing decks and these little areas, but you're not allowed inside, because it's a little bit rickety, but it used to be all white. You can see some of this up here from the 30s. It used to be all white, and it was looked after. I've got to go down this stairs. So you have the basement here, and this is the first floor. There used to be a veranda that used to run all the way around. The living accommodations of General Mercado used to be at the top, and then this used to be the office area, or the area to communicate. But as I said, a very, very wise man, very, very intelligent. But went to India when he was 9 to go to school. Passed his 3 degree courses in record time, and then fought for the independence of the Philippine people. I don't think there's people turning around and saying that there's you can hear Christine, you can hear the man with the ball and chain, you can hear these other ghosts and other haunted, but it's supposedly the most, or one of the most haunted houses on the Philippines. There is a hotel in Baguio, and it's between this one and the hotel in Baguio. It's got that old veranda where it's not wide enough to take a car, but it's wide enough to turn around and take a horse and carriage and a horse and trap. And it would come in through those double gates over there, come up to here, people would walk into it, and this will be that massive atrium area. The stairs where it's got no entry is here. The stairs go up into this living area up here, and it used to have running water. It used to have a porcelain bath, porcelain sink. But imagine waking up to this view every day. What I find strange as well is, why did he live in America? he used to come back to the Philippines to do his votes and look after his congregation, but the devotees of the religion, of this cult, of this faith, are still here on SAMAL. They still worship on Saturday, on Sunday. They read the Bible on Saturday. They refrain from eating meat. They would, they eat on rice, beans, vegetables. It's the vegetarian societies. Yeah. They're redoing it with stills so it doesn't rot. But they do it's a massive house, isn't it? But to buy all of it for 25,000 pesos, it's the head of the cult. But the people are, what can I say? They don't come forward. They're very, very under the radar in their belief, in their religion. You can't buy into it. It's not about numbers. It's about believing and other people recommending you to join the faith. They don't go out and they don't turn around and build huge, great churches. They don't go out and wave the flag. They're very, very quiet, unassuming. Go around, do their business. They support each other. It's a bit like the Amish in Pennsylvania, America. Yeah, no electric tools. Yeah, they do TV. Sorry, but very little known about them. I was coming to do a piece about the haunted house, which I've done. It is a haunted house. Yeah. But it's the history of the man himself that set it up is more interesting regarding the religion and the cult. As the caretaker said, the history of Mr. Mercado is on here, and it needs more sponsors to update the beliefs, and they're all here written down. It's amazing, isn't it? It just baffles me how something can be set up, bought into, owned, managed, and then continued, but the person that started it has passed away. But the belief is embedded. The mystique, the mystery, the cult of the haunted house, the White House, the haunted house of SAMAL.